Alright, so today we are going over some ratios and proportions. So this should be a review for you guys. So ratios and proportions. Alright, so when we're dealing with ratios and proportions, they are going to be a comparison of two or more quantities. Alright, so we have a few ways to represent a ratio, which we have already learned before. So we can have A to B. We can have A with a colon, B. And then we can also have a fraction, like A over B. So ratios can also be simplified. So when we write ratios, we can either write them simplified or we can leave them how they are. Alright, so for our examples here, so we have a music store has 40 trumpets, 39 clarinets, 24 violins, and 51 flutes, and 16 trombones in stock. Give each as a simplified ratio. So when we have trumpets to violins, we're going to have 40 trumpets to 24 violins. Alright, so then we need to simplify that. So what do we need to do to simplify it? We have to divide it. So we're going to look for a common number that we can divide both of these by. So when I look at these two numbers, I know that they can both be divided by 8. And if you didn't remember that off the top of your head, you can always multiply by 2 or divide by 2 until you get to the simplest form. So 40 divided by 8, we have 5. 24 divided by 8, we have 3. So our answer would be 5 to 3. Alright, so I will let you guys do the other 3. So I would pause the video and then complete those, and then complete your extended ratio notes. So when we have extended ratios, this is going to be a comparison of 3 or more quantities. So when we write extended ratios, that's going to look like this. So we're going to have A to B, and then our extended ratio will have a C at the end. Alright, so when we are using ratios to find angles and sides, so when we first look at number 5, we have the ratio of two complementary angles is 3 to 7. So we know that a complementary angle is going to be 90 degrees. So when we are given the ratio, and then we need to find the measure of both angles, we're just going to make an equation. So we're going to have 3x plus 7x is going to equal 90 degrees. Now, we can say that that 10x is going to equal 90. Then we can say that x equals 9. So now we need to find the measures of both angles. So we're just going to plug that back in. So we have 3 times 9, which equals 27. And then we also have 7 times 9, which is going to equal 63. So our answer would be 27 degrees and 63 degrees. All right? All right, so I'm going to let you guys finish the other 3 on this page, and we will go over our proportion notes. All right? So again, this should be a review for you. So, what is a proportion? An equation that states 2 ratios are equal. So when we write a proportion, we're going to have A over B equals C over D. So when we have our cross product property, so that would mean, so we have A over B equals C over D. So we need to cross multiply these two. So we're going to multiply A times D and B times C. So we can write that here. So A times D is going to be equal to B times C. Alright, and then we have some examples. So we're going to solve each proportion using the cross product property. So we need to set up our proportions. So we're going to have 2x is going to be equal to 4 times 7, which equals 28. So then we know we have to divide both sides by 2, and we get that x equals 14. Alright, and then if we do one of these down here, I'm going to have you guys do the other ones. So let's say we do number 14. So we're going to have 5 times x plus 4 is going to equal 17 times 19, which equals 323. So we're going to have 5x plus 4, nope, sorry, 5x plus 20 equals 323. So 5x equals 303. And then we can say that x equals 60.6. Alright, so those are your notes for today, so you have lots of practice to do. Alright.